I'm Aline Stigler. I'd like to talk to you for a few minutes about the importance of taking the MAC Customer Experience or MCE surveys. Every opinion we receive is an opportunity to make your interactions with WPS positive. You've heard the old saying, no news is good news, right? While I guess this could be true, because if you don't get any news, you're not getting any bad news, but then you're also not getting any good news. We'd like to think that we're doing our best as your Medicare contractor. We certainly do try. But if we don't hear from our providers, how do we know if what we're doing and how we're doing it is effective? Are we giving you the information you need in a clear, helpful, and easy-to-use way? We hope so, but how do we know so? Do we guess? Do we try to predict how our actions will be received? Should we assume that everything is fine because, after all, no news is good news? No. Guessing won't work. Predicting would be silly. There are a lot of actions we could take, but none of them involve a crystal ball. And you know what happens when you assume. I'll ask you again. How do we know if what we're doing and how we're doing it is effective? The truth is, we don't. We don't know what we don't know. Yes, we very much want to know your thoughts and opinions, but more than that, we need to know. We rely on you. It may sound cliche to say, help us help you, but that really is at the heart of it. Bill Gates said, we all need people who will give us feedback. That is how we improve. When you give feedback, we all benefit. It's a win-win situation. Every response goes to a database that both WPS and CMS can view. And all comments are taken seriously. So when you complete a survey, you can be assured that your voice is heard. That's a win. Open and honest feedback is the best way to help us understand what you like and what we can do better. Also a win. To further illustrate that we have your feedback seriously, when we tell you that your voice is heard, we actually have a list of improvements that were made based on customer feedback. I've included a screenshot of it here, but you can find it on our website. I've included the link to it down in the description for this video. By now you can tell how much we value your feedback and why it's so important to us. Now it's time to explain how to get it to us. There are a number of ways to do that, depending on the situation. One way is to accept the pop-up invitation when it presents. It will look similar to what you see on your screen here. You can also choose to use the Feedback tab at any time. Depending on your browser, this will be found on the right or the left side of your screen. The screenshot you see here is from Chrome. Once you select it, it expands or pulls out to ask if you have comments about the information on the web page you're on, if you have a technical issue, or something else. Another thing I want to be sure you're aware of is that if you have your browser zoomed in or set for a larger font, you might have to scroll down to see the blue arrow to launch the survey. I have that circled in red down here in the lower right corner. Again, this is what will launch the survey when using the Popover Feedback tab. Several of our business areas have surveys specific to your experience with them. We have an article on our website that explains and has links to different surveys. I've included a link to that article in the description of this video. The easiest way to find the survey for the business units that have surveys is on their page. Look on the right side of the page where it says, "We want to hear from you." The example shown here is the overall training experience, but each page is set up in the same way, so you can find the link in roughly the same place on each department's page. The Provider Outreach and Education Department also has surveys associated with individual training programs. There are several ways to give you feedback depending on your preference. Our webinar product launches the survey at the close of the webinar. You may have seen it, but ignored it because you didn't know what it was. I've included an example of what it looks like here on the left side. We can't change the verbiage, so we're doing our best to try to tell you why you see it and what it is. The external site it wants to take you to is the CMS Qualtrics site for the survey for that event. This way you can give your feedback while the event is still fresh in your mind. You can also find a link in the email that you get immediately following a live event, thanking you for your attendance. It's just another option for you. So in summary, positive or constructive, all feedback is good feedback. We need your open and honest responses to learn, grow, and improve to serve you better. If you are ever less than completely satisfied with our education, our website, your interactions with any of our departments, or with WPS as your contractor, please say something. Bring it to our attention so we can help. Whenever possible, provide details so we know exactly what you liked or what we can do better. If you're comfortable with doing so, include your email so we can follow up with you or seek clarification. Whenever possible, tell us how we're doing. Your opinion is truly our opportunity. Have you been hesitant to respond to the surveys? Want to see how easy it is? Take a moment to complete a brief survey and give us your thoughts about this video. There's a link in the video description below the other resources that I mentioned. Give us a like and share if you found this video helpful. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date with the latest news and announcements. Thank you so much for joining us and for continuing to give us your great input. We'll see you soon.